Well, many of us these past couple of weeks have been thinking about calmer times. Times when we didn't need to do some deep breathing exercises to release the anxiety. Or our Zen Buddhist friends would offer us up times of trying to place ourselves in a position where the anxiety would be able to flow from us. Or perhaps you found yourself praying more as you have looked to release so much anxiety that is so present for many of us. So I was in a conversation recently, and I talked with someone who said they'd never watched an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You know, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And how could you ever appreciate Eddie Murphy's Saturday Night Live? We're going to watch a clip. No. Okay. Yeah. So it goes without saying that there's something about that man's extraordinary kindness that our world could really use right now. Now, how many of you knew that good old Fred Rogers was an ordained clergy person? Yeah, good portion of us, but not everyone. So now everyone knows that. He was ordained in the Presbyterian Church. And I feel very comfortable that in his own way he preached the gospel, right? He preached love, and his medium was public television. How great is that? And his congregation were children who took delight in him as he sang his beautiful song of "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood" while changing his shoes and putting on his classic cardigan. And perhaps even as I say that, you can hear the trolley coming around the corner. With the help of Senior Google, I found out this about Fred Rogers. He once said, "You don't set out to be rich and famous. You set out to be helpful." And his desire to help came through messages of grace and equality, love and joy in the 895 episodes of his show. 200 songs he composed and the 14 fun-loving puppet characters he brought to life. Now, Mr. Rogers knew life wasn't always easy and that bad things happened to good people all the time. And in his biography, which, they gotta love the internet for this stuff, that when the Sandy Hook massacre occurred, 12 years after his death, he died in 2000, and 2012 was the massacre at Sandy Hook. People still look to his words for comfort and for guidance, because his words had a way of speaking into nearly every unspeakable tragedy. And these were some words that were shared at that event. When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, "Look for the helpers. You'll always find people who are helping." To this day, especially in times of disaster, Fred was saying, I remember my mom's words, and I'm always comforted by realizing that there are still so many helpers, so many caring people in the world. And so on this All Saints' Day, I invite you to pause and to think and reflect on who are your helpers. Who comforts you through how they care for others? Who reminds you that you are not alone, no matter what? So All Saints' Day is a gift to us. I always refer to the special days of the church as gifts to us. It's an opportunity to remember the saints and the martyrs, those known, those whose names will never be known in the annals of history, who have lived throughout history. But today, in a sense, I want to expand that more historical understanding, and have you add those who have touched your life in the most meaningful way down through your years and to this day. And all of us have known people. I really trust that, and I sure hope you have been blessed by somebody who have been touched by someone's saint-like behavior. I've been so blessed through the years, met dozens and dozens of who would classify as saints, who fit kind of this modern day definition that I found. To be a saint is to stand out, to look different, sound different, because of one's relationship and activity for God. See, saints are people who understand how the most bountiful blessings of life are not what we can earn or buy or purchase or achieve, but how we love and share our lives with others. Saints are individuals who have caught a sense of the upside down world that Jesus preached and Jesus taught about, that Rob read for us in our selected text for today. See, Jesus knew that the healing of the world would be dependent upon those who would follow him. His teaching and his transformation would continue through the helpers who seek to love God with all their heart, all their mind, all their strength, all of themselves, and then their neighbors as they love themselves. Perhaps we're more familiar with the Matthew's version of the Sermon on the Mount. This came to us from Luke's version. There's some interesting theological differences and premises between the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke. Matthew was all about blessing. Luke started with the blessing, but then he moved to the woes. And we prefer the blessings, right, to the woes. But Jesus wasn't offering us 7 habits of highly effective people or wisdom on how to be happy. Instead, Luke is, throughout his gospel, really intent on instilling hope to the hopeless, to people on the outer edge of the crowd, because that's where they've been told to stand. That's where they've been relegated. That's where they have been dispatched to. He then offers a declaration of woes to those designed to humble all who think they are somebody because of their status in society, because of their wealth, because of their fame, because of their stature. Jesus doesn't say, blessed are the good-looking, the successful, blessed are the well-connected, blessed are the white Americans. He doesn't say, woe to the immigrant, the unemployed, the lonely, the homeless, the displaced. So you want to be a part of the healing of the world? Jesus says, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who abuse you. Turn the other cheek. Be always prepared to give generously without expecting in return. In fact, just do to others as you would have them do to you. How do you want others to be to you? I think most of us just want to be seen and respected, cared for, loved, nurtured. We want to be the recipient of goodness, yes. We want to be filled not only with food, but with love and laughter and community. We want to be helped when life takes an unexpected turn, when grief robs us of our joy, when evil, injustice, or oppression obstruct our views of goodness, when our bodies change and they can no longer do what they used to do, when the bank account is overdrawn, when life is painful, sad, uncertain. We desperately need people to show up like God shows up and live out their faith in the midst of our struggles and encourage us and others towards the life that is really life. Now, I could go on to name some people, but I thought I thought I'd do something a little different today, and this is going to be different than what we'll do during communion, but I just thought it would be fun to give everybody an opportunity to shout, to say a name of someone who has been a saint in your life. Duke Weber, all right? Stuart Johnson, all right? Randy Rue, yes. Francis House. And these can be living people. This can be your neighbor. You know, these are the person who have just like been there when you needed a casserole or, you know, who knows, anything. Midge Ford, bless her. Colleen Shirley, there you go. He knows how to polish that apple. Yeah. Betsy Gamblin, very nice. Mrs. Perkins. Well, I'll have to ask you who that is. I don't even know. Very nice. Come on, there's more. You've got saints. Come on, now don't hold us short here. All right, there you go. Sitting with you. Living saints. There you go. God bless. Judy Williams. Thank you. Your parents, Ken and Betty. Yes, I remember. Yes, very good. Max. What's that? Alice? Alex. Okay, we'll go with Alex. Okay, my hearing, one's shot and one's not good. Judy. Deb. We'll just go with first names here. Eileen Ackerman. Mary what? Queerhammer. Very nice. Tom Countryman. Helen Muir. Very good. You know, and we could go on, and we're going to have an opportunity to share some more names of those who are maybe no longer with us. Very nice. Thank you. As we think about them, okay, as we have given thoughts, and I'm sure that, you know, a lot of you are like Patrice. I don't want to speak in public, you know, but names, and if just give that some traction, okay? Because you may want to call up that person today and say, you know what, I was thinking about you today. I just want to say how much I appreciate you. As we give thanks for them, I want you to ponder the power of your light. Let your light shine. And imagine the stories that will be told about your life. Think about the reasons others will say your name, praising God for the difference you've made through how you have chosen to live this one precious life in which you have been entrusted. Who are the saints in your life? Those who from their labors rest. Who today are sitting now at the right hand of the Father, as we say, watching over and caring for you, continuing to surround you in a love that not even death can destroy. Who are your helpers? May God help us to live like them. Amen.